Let's go over the basics of scheduling in Google Calendar. I find this easiest to do from the week view because you can really see the times separated. You could, of course, switch to the daily view or the monthly view as well. So let's say that at 1 p.m. on Thursday, I am going to invite someone to a meeting. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to click on that time. When you click on that time, a little pop-up is going to happen. From here, you're going to have choices. You can choose event. Event would be something like meet with Miss Knox. Focus time is a really interesting one that I don't use very often, but I probably should. This would be if you were sharing your calendar and you could create a busy time for when you're focusing on something like lesson planning or if you're in a meeting or something similar. Out of office, that would be if you know you're going to be gone for a couple of days, you could schedule yourself out of office so that things will automatically decline. A task, did you know that you could add your tasks to your calendar? You can do that from your email as well. And you can also turn that on or off on your calendar, whatever your preference. And then finally, we have appointment schedule. Let's look at just a regular event. From here, you can choose the different times. You can make it an all-day meeting. You could make it repeat. You could find a time. Now, find a time would be if you're adding a guest whose calendar is added to your calendar, then it would only suggest times that they know that the other person is also available. You can add rooms or a location. And of course, you can add a description or attachments. One thing that's new and is pretty cool, you can actually add Google Meet conferencing straight to your calendar. And the nice thing about that is that it actually will automatically record your meeting and then it actually saves in your calendar for later on. So let's say that you invite 15 people to a meeting, but only 12 can come. Well, those 3 people who weren't there could just go click on the calendar, click on the meeting, and they could watch the recording straight from there. Now let's move over to appointment schedule. I think this is one of the most underused abilities that Google has. As you can see, we can create a new appointment schedule, or you could add to availability. As you can see, I already have several of them. This is how I create my student assistant as well as my teacher assistants. So let's go ahead and create a new one. From here, you can actually add the days and times that you want to add appointments. So let's say that you want to block off Thursday afternoons to be able to meet with parents if necessary. Let's say you're doing 3:30 to 4. From here, you want to make sure that you always adjust your appointment duration. You can make it any kind of duration that you want. You can actually do a custom time. So if you were going to meet with someone during a particular period, if you wanted to use your planning period, you could put those exact times in there. And then you can choose the color and all of that. You can change that later, of course. And then you can hit next. And this is where you're going to put the description and the location. You can actually, you want to make sure that it's set to your calendar when you do this. If you're someone like me that has several different calendars, be really careful that you're always placing it under the calendar that you want it to be under. You can choose a location. If you do that, though, if you put something like Grisham Middle School, it's kind of neat. It'll give you a map. It'll give the person a map. And then also you can add the description here. Down here, this is where you can actually customize the booking form. So it automatically defaults to first name, last name, and email address, but you could add a phone number. You could do a custom item. So you could be, what would you like to discuss? Something like that. You can make them required, not required. For the reminders, again, this is a way to set up like email reminders. So if someone books an appointment with you, it's going to email them the day before. You could also make it, however long before that you wanted. And then you're going to click save. Now, I didn't give it a title, but let's assume that I did give it a title. Here's the cool thing. From here, you can just click this share and it's going to create a link. So if we click on this link, then you could send this to a parent and they would click on it and it would give them the choices of times. Let's say that you want to click on all of them. If I do this and then open up a new tab, this is going to give the person the choice to choose what suits them best. So as you can see, it's different.